Welcome back. Now in this segment we are going to discuss on how you can go to create the dashboard.php. So remember when we ran this in our previous tutorial we got an error not found. So we want to create this file in this tutorial. So we just go to our text editor, you go to file and then new, and then you just type there dashboard.php, and then we are going to create dashboard.php, and then we create the file inside the root directory where we have been creating our files. Then after that we just type the following. So first of all you need to start with doctype HTML. So that is the first part you need to start with. Then inside here you are supposed to have the head. Inside the head you are going to have the title. Okay, so maybe I can split it because we need also to have some CSS embedded in it. So we have the title. Inside the title we are going to say that my dashboard. You can just say my dashboard. You can just say my dashboard. So the name is my dashboard. Then we have we can also be able to add the CSS as we go further, but for now let's leave it blank first. Okay, so we need also to have our PHP now. We can have our PHP here, so we can have body. Inside the body you just type the PHP start tag, and then you close the PHP tag, and then inside the PHP now we can go to type the following, that first of all we need to check the session. We need to check the session start, so make sure that the session has started. Then you go to the next one, we just say $con equal to the new Mysql. So this is just something that you need to check if the database is connected or not. So localhost, then the root, then the password is empty, and then the database name is Boomza, like that. And then you move to the next one, and then you just say check if the admin is logged in. So we are going to check if the admin has logged in. So we're going to say if is not set. So if it's not set, opening bracket $session session is a keyword, and therefore you just need to click on that, and then you just say admin ID. So that ID must be available. If not, what are you going to do in this case? We just go to the header, and then opening a bracket, just say location. So we just need to go back to our admin _login.php, so to be able to log in first if it's not set. But if it's set, this part will be skipped, and then you do what? You exit. Okay, then we just move to the next part, whereby we are just going to say that we fetch all the surveys now. Just want to fetch everything. Fetch the surveys. So fetch the surveys, maybe we can add that as a fetch all surveys. That's a comment, so maybe it can help us to maintain the code as we go further. So $query is equal to $con, and then you need to do what? Prepare prepare is a function, remember, and inside this prepare we're going to select hysteric from surveys. So select everything from surveys. So the first statement we're going to execute, and then we need to execute now. So query hyphen greater than sign, and then you just say execute like that, and then you put the semicolon at the end, and then you move to the next part. You just say $sign surveys $surveys is equal to $query $query, and then you just do what you get result is a keyword here, get result, and then outside there we just say hyphen and then greater than sign, then fetch all. So we just need to collect all the surveys that are there in our database. So you click there, then you just say that inside the bracket you're going to say MySQLi association, this one. Click on it, and then you just the semicolon at the end. Then you just go to the next part for logout action. Inside the logout action, you're just going to say that if first we need to check the statement that if he set first, if the user has logged in, or the admin has logged in, then you just need to have the $sign and then get. Okay, then we just say that logout. Okay, then we just need to open the curly bracket at the end there, and then you just say inside the curly bracket session destroy, session_destroy. So this is a keyword that can help you to destroy the session destroy. And then we just say header, we just move header location full colon admin _login .php. So we need to go back, and then we just exit like that. So what you have done in this case, we have been able to log out, and then the next thing we need to do is just now to go to our HTML. Now we just need to put the HTML part of it in here. So what I'm going to carry, I'm just going to create a very simple HTML that will enable to capture all those parts that we've been able to add in our dashboard. So in this case, I'm just going to write the following. I'm just going to create the div, and we're going to give the div the class is equal to container, and then we just say that like that, and then we just go inside here, we just say header. Inside the header, we're just going to say that h1, we're going to have h1 here, h1, and then we just say dashboard. Okay, then you can just say href, href is an anchor link, an anchor tag, and then we just say dashboard. .php. Then we just put that question mark and then say logout is equal to true. Then we just have to close the double quotation marks. Then we just say class is equal to logout. Class is equal to logout button. Yeah. Then you close that, and then you just press enter. By so doing, you can be able now to write outside here logout. So that's the text that will appear there. Now we move to the next part. We just close the header. Heading already is closed. The already class is loaded. Okay, so here we are going to create the header. Okay, so the header here is that we also need to put some section. So we're going to just add the section here, and then we just say class is equal to survey. Class is equal to survey section like that, and then we just move h2. So what we are doing in this case, we are creating all surveys. So the text that is going to appear there is going to all surveys h2. We close h2. We move to the next part, and then we just say the table. Okay, so inside the table we are going to have the tr. Inside the tr we are going to have the following: th id, then closing that. We just need to replicate this several times, so we just need to copy this, and then we just do this. We just need to do that, and then we just need to change title, and then we just come here. You come here, and then we just say created at, and then you just say action. And then tr, just say tr closed. So we have that closed there. We just need to create another tr, and then we just say that inside here we are going to have the following: td. We're going to have the td, and then the td is going to have the opening angle bracket question mark equal to, and then we just say html special character. So we're expecting some, yes, this one, special special characters. And then what are you going to get in this case is the survey id. Survey, start first with the $, say $survey id, like that. Then make sure that you have the closing question mark and then the angle bracket, so that it can capture all those parts. And then you need also to have the closing So this part is supposed to come after. Okay, so it's supposed to come after you have closed this bracket, and then you have the question mark, and then the angle bracket, and then you have the TD here. So that is it about that part, and then you just need to replicate this multiple times. So we are going to replicate it here multiple times. So you just copy this, so copy, and then we just replicate it 1 2. So we just need two more. So we're just going to change in here where we have the ID with what, with the title. Just change here to title, and then we are also going to change here to created at. So that is it. And then we have already done that, and then we just go to the next TD. And then we are just going to say H. This is an anchor tag, so we're just going to href is equal to survey report is equal to survey report.php. Already I've not created that, but I'm going to create that in the course in a short while. Survey ID, and then we just have the question mark, the equal sign, and then you have the less than sign, and then you have the opening bracket, the question mark, and then equal sign. Just say $survey, $survey, then you just say ID. Okay, then after that you just need to put outside here the question mark and then the angle bracket, and then you just close the double quotation. Remember we started with double quotation, make sure you close with the double quotation, and then also give it a class name. Give it a class name of btn. Because we're going to use it as we go further. Then just say view report. So that's the name that is going to appear on top of that anchor, anchor tag, and then you close that. So that's the second TD. Then you move to the next TD, and then we just say so we are still within the TR, the same TR, and then therefore we just need to close that. We move to the second, the other TR, and we need to have the PHP end of for each. Okay, so we're just going to say end for each. So it's here, end for each, and then we just put the semicolon and then there, and just close that. So we have been able to capture that here. Good, perfect. Then we move to the next part. Now we just move to the next part where we are going to remember we started with for each at the top here, but I think we missed it. So we had that part where it talks about the action, and then we are supposed to open the T. Before we open another TR, we are supposed to have the for each here. So I think we need just to have the for each here. So just say PHP for each, and then we just have the associative array is supposed to be surveys. That is the associative arrays, and then as what? A survey. our key is that. And then we just need to have the semicolon, and then we need just to close that part. I think that is exactly what is missing in this case. So it means if we have this, it has been captured at the top here, and therefore it is being captured down here also. So they are saying unexpected for each. So let me wrap this, and then let me just do it again. So we are going to have our PHP, okay, PHP, and then we are going to have what we call the end for each is here, and then you close. We need to close with the semicolon, and then we just need to close the for each like that. I think it's captured, but now we just need to continue because it's saying that it's unexpected. But let me just continue, and then in case it brings any issue, we'll be able to settle it as we continue. So that's the end of the table, and that is the end of that table. And then we just need to create outside the table. Now we create href. Href is equal to create, and then now we are going to create the survey.php. Remember, it failed to run initially, so we are solving that issue here. Then the class is supposed to be the class here is supposed to be create btn, and then you close that, and then you press enter, and then you just say create new survey, and then that is the end of that section. This section, this section, and then also the end of that div, and then the end of that body, and then that is the end of that HTML. So what you need to do is just to incorporate. We need to incorporate some CSS. So what I'm going to do, I just click here, and then I go to new, and then I'm going to create the CSS called dashboard.php, the dashboard.css. So this one is going to carry all the stylings that we're going to use for our CSS in this case. So what you're going to style in this case, we start with the first one. So before I do that, I need to make sure I incorporate that here. So where am I going to incorporate it? Here. So what I'm just going to say link rel is equal to text stroke CSS, and then we just say href is equal to the current directory, supposed to be dot slash current directory, and then this is it, and then we just close the angle bracket like that. Then you go back to our code down here. Now continue from that point. So we are going just to create the following. So hysteric means all. It's going to be applied to the whole body. It's going to be applied to the whole body, and that is open the bracket, the curly bracket, and then say margin. I want the margin to be 0, and then I just want the padding to be 0 also. So they're telling me padding is not well spelled, and that is it, 0 true. And then you move to the next one, and then I think box sizing, they're telling me that is supposed to be border box, and then you move to the next one, font family, we are going to use Arial, Arial, this one, yes. And then the body, now we are going to style also the body. We say body, and then we just say body background, color, and then just say hash F4 okay. So that's the background color, and then we just go to the next part. We just say dot container, actually not content, dot container. So we had already created the container here in our dashboard. You can see the container is here. So this is the class container, and then inside here we're going to specify the following. Just say that the width, we want the width to be 90%. We want the margin, we want the margin to be 20 pixels auto, and then we just want the background color to be white, FFF, and then we just also want the border color, the border radius. We want the border radius to be 10 pixels, and then we also want the border shadow, the box shadow, the box shadow is here. The box shadow to be 0, okay. Then 10 pixels, and then we want the color to be RGBA, and then we just want to have 0, 0, 0, then 0, okay, 0 and then 1, and then we just need to have the semicolon at the end, and then you have the padding. Our padding, we want it to be 20 pixels, like that. And then we move to the next part, the header. We also want to style the header, and the header in this case we are going to say display. We want the display for the header to be flex, okay. So then we go to the next part. We just say justify content to be what? Justify content to be space between, and then you go to the next part. So yeah, I created a video on the difference between the grid and the flexbox. So if you missed that video, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can check how you can be able to do that using flex and using the grid. So center, and then you just move to the next property, that is padding. We're going to have the padding bottom. The padding bottom, we want to use 10 pixels. And then we go to the next one, is border bottom. It's supposed to be border bottom, yes, border bottom is here. And then the border bottom, we are just going to say 2 pixels solid, and then you just say hash DDD, okay. So that's the white color, and then we move to the next part, and that is the heading, the header, heading 1. So we create the font size. The font size should be 24 pixels, and then we have the color to be, the color is supposed to be hash 333, like that. And then we move to the next part, and that is the logout btn. Stroke hover So when the mouse is passed over it, what happens? First of all, we are going to deal with the button first, the way it is, then hover will come later. So if you are going to talk about this, you are going to create the background color, and the background color is supposed to be FF 4D. And then you go to the next one, you just say color is white. For the text is white, and then the text decoration is none. Text decoration none. And then we just say that padding is equal to 8 pixels by 12 pixels. Then you just go to the next one, border radius is equal to 5 pixels. And then you just go to the next one is transition is transition background. Supposed to be transition, and then transition is supposed to have the background color. .3 seconds, and then ease. So that is the transition is going to be applied there. And then you go to the next one is that we have the logout button, but this time round is over. When you hover over it, what happens? So the background color is supposed to change. The background color will change to FF 1A, like that. 1A. Then we move to the next one. Supposed to be the survey. So dot survey section. Like that. And then we just say that under this we're going to have the margin top. Margin top is supposed to be 20 pixels. And then we just move to the last one, which that is the heading 2. Headings 2 is going to have the margin bottom of 10 pixels. Okay, so we still have more. So then we have font. The font is supposed to be, the font size for this is supposed to be 22 pixels. And we move to the next one, that is the color. The color for this is supposed to be, okay. Then we just move to the next one, that is the table now. We say the width for the table is supposed to be 100%, and make sure that the border collapse. Border collapse is supposed to be collapse. Yeah. Then the next one is supposed to be margin bottom. Margin bottom is supposed to be 20 pixels. Then you move to the next one is the table th. then the table td. Here you're just supposed to set the padding to be 12 pixels, and then you're supposed to set the text align to be text align should be left, and then we also need to have the border bottom to be 1 pixel, 1 pixel solid, 1 pixel solid hash dd, like that. Then we just close that, and then we move to the next part, that is table th. Table th, we also need to do the following, that the background of the table th is supposed to be hash f8, like that. And then we just move to font weight. Font weight should be bold. Should be bold or 800 or bold. You can just use white bold, and then you can just go ahead and say table row, nth child, even. Okay, so we're going to target all the rows that are even. In this case, we're just going to say that we want the background for those rows to be F9. Yeah, so that is the color we want it to appear on those rows. Then we move to btn again, .btn, and then we are going to say that just going to say comma first, .btn, and then we have got comma, then say create btn. Create btn also is there. Yeah, create .btn. So remember, it's a class, you need to have the dot here. Okay, good. And then we say dot, just continue and say the background color to be hash 4c F50, so that the background color. Then we need to have the color for the text should be white. And then you should also have the text decoration. Text decoration should be none. And then you also should have the padding. Padding should be 8 pixels by 16 pixels. And then you just need to have the border radius. Border radius should be 5 pixels. And then you just move to the next one. You just say transition. Transition should be background color. Background color should be 0.3 seconds, and then you should also have the ease. Okay, then the display should be inline. Display should be inline block, like that. And then we go to the second last, that is btn hover. Btn hover, and then also we have the comma, and then we have dot create btn hover. So when you hover over this, what happens, the background color should be hash 45 A049. Then you go to the next one is dot create btn, and then we need to set the margin for this to be margin top is 10 pixels. Margin top is equal to 10 pixels. So that is it about the CSS for this script. I think I've been told there is an error somewhere here. So we need to remove this. So we have got this here, for each is here, and is having that opening bracket, and then we have the end for each. Why is it having an error? So let me find out. Let me just go and run this. So if we do this, there is a parse error in line 42. So there's a syntax error of expecting end of file in syntax error unexpected token. Okay, so I've realized that here I'm using a semicolon, and it's supposed to have the full colon. So my code is okay. So I can save this, go and refresh my page, see if my code is locked. Yes, so my code is working correctly. So this is the dashboard. We have got this, and then you can see. So something more that is not working correctly is the CSS. So if I come to my CSS, I can remove this and then just say style sheet. Supposed to be style sheet, and then you save this. Then you can see everything now has come up into perfect functioning. So if I click on create survey, so you can see the way it is appearing here. So I've not been able to create the CSS for this, but I'm going to create it as we go together up to the end of this tutorial. So thank you so much. My area of interest in this case was to create the dashboard, and we have been able to do that. So if I click on logout, I go back to my initial PHP, that is admin login.php. So thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when I drop the next video you'll be informed. Bye bye for now.